Welcome to our YouTube channel. Information Ether. Back in the 1500s, a Belgian doctor named Andreas Vesalius detailed an experiment. He demonstrated that an animal on the verge of death from suffocation could be revived. This was achieved by placing a hollow tube into its windpipe and forcefully introducing air to expand the lungs. While this procedure didn't garner widespread attention in 1555, Vesalius's writings are now recognized as the inaugural account of what we know as mechanical breathing assistance, a vital technique in today's medical practices. The mechanics of respiration. To truly grasp the significance of assisted breathing, we must first understand the natural process of how we take in air. We draw breath by contracting our diaphragms, which increases the volume of our chest cavities. This action pulls air into the lungs, inflating the alveoli, the millions of minute air sacs found within our lungs. Each of these microscopic balloons is surrounded by a network of blood vessels, called capillaries. These vessels absorb the oxygen from the inflated alveoli and release carbon dioxide into them. Upon relaxation of the diaphragm, the carbon dioxide, along with a blend of oxygen and other gases, is expelled. Breathing complications. When our respiratory systems function properly, this process occurs without conscious effort. However, numerous conditions can disrupt this essential system. Sleep apnea prevents the muscles of the diaphragm from contracting effectively. Asthma causes inflammation in the airways, hindering the flow of oxygen. And pneumonia, often stemming from bacterial or viral infections, directly attacks the alveoli. Invading pathogens destroy lung cells, triggering an immune response that can result in dangerous swelling and fluid accumulation. All these situations impair the normal functioning of the lungs. However, mechanical breathing devices step in, delivering oxygen to the body when the respiratory system is unable to. These machines can bypass obstructed airways and supply highly oxygenated air to aid damaged lungs in absorbing more oxygen. Assisted breathing devices. There are two primary methods by which these devices operate: forcing air into the lungs via positive pressure breathing, or enabling air to passively enter through negative pressure breathing. In the latter part of the 1800s, breathing assistance techniques largely relied on negative pressure, which closely mimics natural respiration and ensures an even distribution of air throughout the lungs. To achieve this, medical professionals created an airtight enclosure around the patient's torso, either by placing them within a wooden box or a sealed chamber. Air was then removed from the chamber, lowering the air pressure, and facilitating easier expansion of the patient's chest. In 1928, physicians developed a transportable, metallic apparatus with pumps powered by an electrical motor. This device, known as the iron lung, became a common sight in hospitals throughout the mid-20th century. Nevertheless, even the most streamlined negative pressure designs severely limited a patient's mobility and impeded accessibility for healthcare providers. This prompted hospitals in the 1960s to transition to positive pressure breathing. For less severe cases, this can be administered non-invasively. Often, a mask is placed over the face and filled with pressurized air that flows into the patient's respiratory tract. However, more critical situations demand a device that completely takes over the breathing function. A tube is inserted into the patient's windpipe to directly pump air into the lungs, with a system of valves and interconnected tubes forming a path for inhaling and exhaling. In most modern devices, an integrated computer system allows for monitoring the patient's respiration and adjusting the airflow. Breathing machines are not employed as a routine therapy, but rather as a final measure. Sustaining this influx of pressurized air necessitates deep sedation, and prolonged breathing assistance can lead to lasting lung damage. However, in dire circumstances, these devices can mean the difference between survival and death. And events such as the COVID-19 global health crisis have demonstrated that they are even more indispensable than previously believed. Because current models are large, costly, and require specialized training to operate, most medical facilities maintain only a limited supply. This may be sufficient under typical conditions, but during emergencies, this restricted stock is quickly depleted. The world urgently requires more affordable and portable breathing machines, as well as a more efficient method of producing and distributing this life-saving technology. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.